traders, Raghi here, and in this update we're going to walk through some day trading setups and discuss what the main focus was today, this morning, in the morning session. And I had some questions about HPMR's volatility when we had our midday sell-off. So I'll cover those two charts here today. And first off, we had a really nice volume-based support zone test. And that set up our buy this morning. Now, it took two shots to get at it. We were waiting for initial setup pretty much right after the bell. That particular formation did not complete, so it left us with nothing to do until the second formation completed, and that triggered our long position. We pretty much rode that to the upper end of our V-score. You know, that's something we want to remember, that just as much as it can get us in, it can help us scale out. Not flat, but scale out of the position. And we actually had three different targets. So this move was fantastic to the upside. And it all started with a pretty innocent looking volume derived support level. Okay. So that was the morning. And I know there was some thinking, especially with the candle that kicked off the morning, the 9:30 candle sell-off. I know there was some thinking, oh, we're going to have one of those days, it's election day, and we're going to continue to move lower. But remember, gang, as we bottom out in volume, please don't get short near volume support, right? And this is a perfect example of that. All right, the other question that I had was, okay, Rod, can you show us how your HPMRs reacted to the midday sell-off? And where are my HPMRs? No. Oh, by the way, see I was scrolling through all those layouts? I keep a separate layout for most of my different tools. So I'll keep a layout for my volatility tools. I'll keep a layout for my trend following setup. And I'll keep a layout for my volume setup. And what that does is allow me to use all of my different tools, which if I've ever taught a class with a tool, you better believe on one of my monitors it's running, you know, or it's on one of these individual layouts. So this is the HPMR layout, and a lot of folks ask me about the HPMR. So let me show you a little bit more what it looked like. I did not take this trade, but I must have had 24 emails, and I had a number of people ask me in the mastery room, hey Rog, what did the HPMR do? That's what it did. So whatever the cause was for the short sell, there is your volatility based support. You know, more so than anything, the thing that I ended up talking a lot about in our closing session was, when do we come back to the PM or afternoon session, right? When do we come back to it? And if anything, gang, please remember this, and I'll leave you with this for the video today, that I won't take a trade. I will say to myself, Rob, don't take a trade until you've assessed what the market is doing at 1:35 Eastern. 1:35 Eastern. The cutoff for trades, 11:30. So at 11:30, no new trades. Now I can manage existing open ones, which we did have with a trailing stop, but I cannot engage new trades or even think about them until 1:35 Eastern. Okay? And by then, by the way, speaking of volume tools, by then, we were already starting to see that drop. And then here, that's your trend DeLorean right there. That's a volume-based momentum signal. That's it. All right, gang? So a lot of questions about the hourly price movement range. Were we outside the normal volatility? Interestingly enough, the way the 2 to 3 o'clock hour moved, we were actually within fairly normal parameters. And you can see how well the HPMRs worked. I did not take that trade, but a lot of folks asked me about that. All right, gang, speaking of trades, next week, so you've got an entire week. Next week, we start the live trading for the class. So this is actually an older note, but we start the live trading for the class, which means you're going to be with me for 2 to 4 trading sessions. We're going to have 2 sessions. Let's see if I can't get this darn link up here for y'all. We're going to have 2 sessions for daily time frame trading. We're going to have 2 sessions for day trading. The day trading sessions alone should be phenomenal because, for example, today, This was our trade. The bulk of that move, about 3/4 of that move, was our morning trade. And so those are things that I want to make sure that I'm teaching you how to recognize and take advantage of. So since live trading starts next week, you already have the class that you can watch at your leisure, the follow-up Q&A for the class that you can also watch at your leisure. You've got the rest of the week to do it, and then join me next week for live trading. And again, you still get the indicators, you still get all the things that folks who took the class live would get. You'll just have the luxury of doing it at your own pace before we start live trading. So if you haven't checked it out, please do. That was the trade this morning, and that was purely from the class. The volume, the direction, the price pattern, straight up from the class. So hope you'll check that out. Looking forward to seeing y'all in Charts and Coffee tomorrow morning. And in the meanwhile, gang, be good to each other. Be careful. Tomorrow is the day after the election. That is actually going to be a trickier session than today. And if you are into volatility and you want to play the Asian session, that is something you could do. I typically will not, but that is something you could do, is take a look at that Asian session. And for those of you that took the class, you know we have the HPMRs, the volatility tools, in the room drive for the Sector Secrets Mastery folks and the Simpler Futures folks. Go grab the HPMRs that I give you and have yourself ready with those volatility tools for the Asian session. And then my class folks, grab our V tools, because when the volume and the volatility kicks in together, especially during the Asian session, if we start to see election results move the market, that's the time it's going to hit. Now that means when the bell rings tomorrow, the U.S. markets get to respond to whatever is going to transpire between the Asian, European, and UK session. So it should be a wild one. All right, gang. That's it for me. If you have any comments, questions, requests, feedback, feel free to type it in. Thanks as always for watching. Thanks for the thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next update. Hey traders, Raghi from Simpler Trading. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment below. And remember, subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll get notified of the next update. And when you're ready to join me for live trading, be sure to head on over to simplertrading.com. I'll see you in the next update.